Welcome, Blackford Bruins fans, to a special edition of the Central Indiana Sports Report, a recap, and Bruins head coach Aaron Daniels' reaction to his team's 73-50 loss at Oak Hill on Friday night. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt. Coming up, I have a brief recap of which gives their program their 10th CIC championship in history. Then I spent a couple minutes talking with Aaron Daniels about his thoughts, some positive and some negative. That'll be after the recap. But before we get to all of that, I want to tell you what's going on at the Central Indiana Sports Report. And what's going on is I have a new daily podcast called Greg and His Friends Talk Sports, 10 to 30 minutes every day. My friends and I talk about what Central Indiana sports fans are talking about. And that's the Pacers, Fever, Colts, IU, Purdue, Notre Dame, Butler, IndyCar, national sports, and of course the Blackford Bruins and the Oak Hill Golden Eagles. The rest of the CIC too, but mostly Blackford and Oak Hill. Coach Daniels has already been a guest on the podcast and always appreciate his support. Again, that's every single day on the Central Indiana Sports Report, and we are on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and YouTube. We also have podcasts every single day. Coming up later Saturday or maybe even Sunday, our weekly Colts report, which is during the season usually on Fridays, but during the off season it'll probably move around a little bit. Then on Sunday, our Fever report. Monday, our Pacers report. Then IU on Tuesday, Purdue on Wednesday, and the IndyCar report on Thursday. Please subscribe or follow or whatever you do, and join us for all of it. Tough night for Blackford in Swayzee as the Bruins dropped their 5th game and their last 7. Oak Hill, now 16-1, was in control pretty much most of the way. Blackford made a couple of runs at the Golden Eagles, but in the end, RJ Sugar and Oak Hill were just too much. Sugar finished with a career-high 32 points and accounted for much of the 23-point margin. Oak Hill blitzed through the CIC this year, beating Mississinawa by 23, Frankton by 24, Eastbrook by 30, Alexandria by 16, Madison Grant by 53, and Blackford by 23. Up next for the Golden Eagles is Tuesday at home against Tipton. Then they finish their CIC slate on Friday at 8 and 11 Elwood. It was their first game since their first loss of the season last Saturday against Homestead. A strong Class 4A program, and this team is every bit as good as its 16-1 record. Its bench unit would finish high in the CIC. They got guys coming off the bench who would be starring for other teams in the conference. Really good chance for a nice postseason run this year. And even without Sugar going forward, the future is even brighter for Oak Hill. Same for Blackford and their star sophomore Mari Leggett. Didn't have his best game on Friday night, but he did finish with 20 points and had some really impressive plays on the night. Junior Jace Tonigal got Oak Hill off to a great start with 3-pointers on the Golden Eagles' first 2 possessions. He finished with a double-double of 11 points and 12 assists. They can really run the fast break, man. Will Tonigal is a freshman, and he had a 3-point play on an assist from Jaden Younts, who picked Reggie Duran's pocket to put Oak Hill up 11-5 before Mason Kitterman answered. He got in the lane and got a roll to cut it to 11-7 before perhaps the highlight of the night for Blackford. Leggett poked the ball away into the hands of Jacob Dillon, who threw the ball ahead to Leggett for a monstrous slam dunk. 2:21 left in the first quarter, and it was Oak Hill 11, Blackford 9. Those were Leggett's only 2 points of the first quarter. And Jace Tonigal scored his 6th and 7th points of the first period on a fast break layup on an assist from his brother. So it was 13-9 after the first quarter, and it was immediately 18-9 after Luke Elzinga hit a three-pointer on Oak Hill's first possession of the second quarter, and Kevontae Simmons followed with a fast break layup. 6:55 left and the second, and Oak Hill was doubled up on Blackford 18-9. But Leggett responded with 5 straight points. He had a three-pointer on an assist from Duran, and then following a Dylan steal, Leggett scored on a layup and got fouled, and it was 18-14 with 5:47 to go. Sugar didn't score his first points of the game until 5:18 were left in the second quarter. His layup made it 20-14, and it was 22-16 when Blackford went on a 7-2 run. Leggett scored 4 points in the run, including a spin and jumper from about 18 feet. It was very pretty. And Mason Kitterman hit a three-pointer to cut the gap to 27-23, but that's when Sugar got really hot. He had a three-pointer, a baseline drive, a fast break layup, and suddenly Oak Hill was ahead 31-23. And then he hit a three-pointer on an assist from Simmons with 1:15 left, and Oak Hill had its first double-digit lead at 34-24. It was 36-26 at halftime after the two teams combined for 40 points in the second quarter, and then the third quarter started the exact same way. Neither team could miss. Dylan scored to start the half on a backdoor pass from Kitterman, a nicely drawn-up play to start the half. Leggett then scored 8 consecutive Blackford points to get the Bruins back within 5 points. With 5:40 left to go in the third quarter, suddenly Leggett was on fire and the Bruins were within reach, and he was up to 18 points, but Jace Tonigal hit a three. Then Sugar caught fire, and Blackford never got closer. Sugar hit a three-pointer to put Oak Hill up 11. Then he hit another to put him up 14 with 2:27 left. Then he scored on a fast break layup to put him up 16. Then another three-pointer with 1:35 to go. He had 27 points, and Oak Hill led 58-39. Will Tonigal capped off the quarter with a layup with 7 seconds left. Oak Hill had its largest lead at 21 points after 3. It was 60-39. Reggie Duran hit a couple of three-pointers early in the fourth quarter, but 17 points was as close as Blackford got. For Blackford, Leggett had 6 assists to go along with his 24 points. Kitterman finished with 14 points, Dylan 6 points and 3 assists, Duran 6 points and 3 assists as well. Sugar was the star for Oak Hill, but it was a really nice team effort. Will Tonigal had 12 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals. Katie Simmons, 10 points and 4 rebounds off the bench. Luke Elzinga, 5 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. Jaden Younts, 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Please stay tuned for Blackford head coach Aaron Daniels. And by the way, Oak Hill fans, we are implementing this new approach to podcasting in the CIC, and we are looking to add a podcast for every school in the CIC, and if everything goes according to plan, we'll be doing that pretty soon. We started at Frankton, Elwood, and added Blackford, and it's gone really well, so hopefully sooner rather than later. Well, Coach, about the middle of the third quarter, you had to feel pretty good about where you were, and then RJ Sugar just went crazy.
Yeah, we did not do a very good job of sticking to the game plan. We really wanted to make them, drive and keep them in front and have to kick out to contested shooters. Instead, we pressured far too high, and they got into our defense deep and kicked it out to wide open shots. And boy, they did not miss. I think they hit 13 on the game, and the Sugar kid hit I think 6 of them, and they were just, if they were open, they went in tonight, and they're a really good basketball team. We kind of just ran into a buzzsaw tonight. I don't think we played all that bad. We missed some shots and we got exhausted, but that's kind of what Oak Hill will do to you.
Yeah, turnovers, big issue.
Yeah, and I think we had 12 or 13, and actually against a team like Oak Hill, we thought 12 was kind of the sweet spot for us. We thought that if we could keep it under 12, they pressure so well. But really, when we got tired, we turned it over in crucial spots, and it seems like a ton when you turn it over on back-to-back possessions. And every time we'd make a little run, we'd go on a 5-0 run, and we'd turn it over twice in a row, and they'd hit back-to-back threes, and it just would go right back. And so we had a lot of timely turnovers, and we've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. And we're not very deep as it is, and our backup big off the post is just couldn't play much tonight. Their speed really hurt us, and it was hard to get him in the minutes.
23 point. You think maybe you won't see a lot of positives, but Coach, there were some positives out there.
Oh, absolutely. We had it to 10 points at the half, and we went at half, and some things that we talked about ahead of time, some transition points. They probably had 6 to 10 at the half in transition. And I told the kids, hey, if we stick to what we're doing here, now it's a 4-point game. Now it's a 2-point game. And so there was a lot of positives. And when you exert that much energy trying to get back into a ball game down 10 and trying to do those things, it really hurts you late. And so, yes, the score is not quite indicative of how I feel tonight. I feel like we played better than that. And so there's a lot of positives that we can take from tonight and grow on.
Well, it gives you a really good gauge of, one of the top teams in the class, right?
Yeah, and I think what it does is we did not follow the game plan very well. And I think our kids now, when we watch the film and we go over it, they're going to realize against really good teams, you cannot just rely on your athleticism. You really have to lock in to what we're trying to do. And I think it'll get our kids, they'll see the kind of the writing on the wall there of what we need to do in order to be successful. And I think it'll help us in the long run. And just, game planning and getting the kids to understand. And we've lost 5 out of 7. We've got a tough stretch coming up, but I like where we're at.
And Coach, tonight you played the CIC champion Oak Hill Golden Eagles. Next week you play the Three Rivers Conference Northwestern Tigers. And then the following game you play a team that might just win the Summit League in Fort Wayne and Snyder. So it's not going to get any easier.
No, and if we can come out of this and continue to learn, we're going to be better for it. And yes, nobody wants to lose games late in the year, and you want to get hot going into the tournament. But like tonight was a fantastic crowd. It's a great atmosphere. It's a environment that you want to be in when it's come time for sectional, so you know what that's like. And I expect all of those games coming up, Northwestern, Snyder, they're going to be the same kind of way. It's going to be tough environments. It's going to be tough games, and as long as we can continue to power through and not give in and not kill our confidence, we're going to be better for it on the back end. And that's why I think our senior leadership is so important. We're going to continue to lean on them and continue to work. And we've got to find a way to win a couple ball games, but it's great to be in those environments this late in the season.
Again, a couple of tough games coming up next weekend. It's a full week off, though, until those 2 games. What do you want to see from your team between now and next Friday?
Well, I want to see us take something from tonight. I want to see us watch film, go into practice, refocus, and I want to see us execute a game plan better. That's really what it comes down to. Some things that you can't let Oak Hill do, we did tonight. We let them do that, and we kind of strayed away from our game plan a little bit. And so I want to see them really buy into what we're trying to teach them because we've got the talent. We've got a lot of athletes. We've got good players. And I just want to see them take what we do Monday through Thursday and go out on a Friday night and execute our game plan.
Aaron Daniel, thank you so much for your time. We will see each other again Monday for the Blackford Bruins report on Tuesday. Thanks again.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for the coverage and the support.
Love it. Yeah, it's been fun doing it, and really appreciate Coach Daniels and his program welcoming me and making all of this possible. Thank you for listening. Please do us a huge favor. Share this podcast with a Blackford Bruins or Oak Hill Golden Eagles fan in your life and help us spread the word that the Central Indiana Sports Report is talking about what Central Indiana sports fans are talking about every single day. It's almost 3 in the morning. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.